So I have a long awaited video for you. Lots of you have been asking for this, but it's a what's in the bag with Wilbur. Now, some of you will have seen that Wilbur's recently changed his equipment, and to be honest with you, we've just not had time to get the chance together, the both of us together, to talk about what has gone into his golf bag. Now, this is actually quite a proud one for me, because ultimately I was approached by Cobra to do some type of sponsorship thing for Will, and ideally we were trying to create some type of small ambassador program for Will, and because obviously he's playing on the Euro Pro Tour this year, I thought it was perfectly set up for this, because Cobra this year are a main sponsor on the Euro Pro, and with Will playing pretty much a full season on that tour, I think this is going to work out absolutely perfectly, and I'm hoping that we can do some more filming around his experiences on the Euro Pro Tour with Cobra. So let's go and have a little catch up with Will and see what's going on in his golf bag.
They could do with a clean.
They could do with a big clean, Wilbur.
Yeah.
So we are doing your what's in the bag finally. I know you've been away, I've been busy, you've been away playing a little bit, so finally we've got there with this what's in the bag. We've actually played a little bit, haven't we, since your new clubs have arrived, which is a good thing, but obviously they've gone on to camera and people want to know what's in your new golf bag.
Yeah, there's been lots of mentions, so
there has been, and some tags in the Hartford one and things like that, so so should we have a little chat about what's kind of happening in your golf bag for this year?
Well,
I mean, it's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it?
There's a lot of changes.
Yes.
A lot of positive changes. Obviously, as a lot of people aren't aware, Cobra have helped me out this year. What's very nice of them.
Yes.
It's a bit of a different arrangement. So if I don't like a club, I don't have to stick it in the bag.
Yeah.
I think that's beneficial to myself, because I don't want to have a club in the bag that's not improving me. If it's like hindering me, I don't want that club.
You've had golf clubs in your bag and you've kept them in, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you're not someone that likes to tinker. You are someone that will experiment in the background.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
But you're someone that once you find clubs that you like, it's not very often you're going to change, is it?
No. I just really get comfortable. Once you get comfortable, you just want to stick with them, don't you?
Yeah.
You're just happy with that shot shape and.
100%, because they're not going to do a massive improvement, are they?
No.
Let's be honest.
No.
You're looking for tiny numbers if you're going to see an improvement out of a club. So why don't we start with, where do you want to start, Will? Where would be a nice place to start? We normally start with wedges, but should we do a reverse?
I'm going to start with the clubs that aren't in my bag at the minute.
Okay, so let's have a little look over in the nice. That is a snazzy tour bag, Wilbur.
Pretty, isn't it?
You were happy when that arrived, weren't you?
Big Wilbur.
Big Wilbur on the bag. So yeah, let's have a little look, because we ordered a couple of extra bits for you, didn't we?
Yeah. So we'll start off with the driver.
Okay.
So this is just this is a rad speed 9 degree.
Yes.
Knocked down to 7.5.
Okay.
And I really like the look of it.
Yeah.
Really
matte
do.
finish on top.
Yeah, matte finish. I'm just struggling with consistency. Like, you just strike it just out there. Like, my ball strike is more like high toe, I'd say.
Yeah.
And with this club, I'm just getting the ones that just dip down a little bit.
So I'm still losing a bit of spin out of it.
Yeah, so I'm still tinkering with this one. But it could go in the bag. At the minute, it's in the...
And what shaft have you got in there? Because it's a bit of that one we kind of randomly found it in my studio, didn't we? But actually you've got on really well with it. You've enjoyed hitting it.
It's 70 gram X Tour Spec Atmos.
Yeah. Is it Fujikura?
Fujikura, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a specialist shaft in there, but it feels nice. When you get it right, it goes well.
It does go really well, yeah. It flies further than any other driver I've tested in here.
Yes.
But it's just the consistency, so I'm hitting like 6 good ones out of 10 instead of like 8.
Okay.
You know?
Now, just tell me a little bit about what's going on, talking of driver.
Yeah.
So there's another driver in that bag, which is your old trusty, really, isn't it?
The M2, yeah.
And we've had an issue, haven't we?
We have had an issue, yeah. A big issue.
Okay, so what was... I warned you, didn't I?
Yeah,
what did I
think
warn
you jinxed me, to be honest.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, well, 3 days before you go, if I was you, I'd buy another head and buy another shaft.
Yeah. because you made it so well, and then you cracked it.
Yeah, cracked the shaft just down near
So
the
what
hosel.
happened then? What, you were in a tournament?
I was in a tournament, yeah, playing at Exeter. I was 2 under through 7, going quite nicely.
Yeah.
On the 8th tee, I've hit this tee shot, and I've gone, oh, it sounds a bit tinny. And my caddy actually said, oh, don't worry, it happens all the time on this hole, because there's a wall on the background, so it's like an echoing noise.
Yeah.
So I make double there, because it goes straight left. The next tee, I make double, because it does exactly the same thing. And then I've realised at the end of my round that it's all splintered all the way up the shaft.
Right, okay, so you've just smashed the shaft. I mean, I thought the first thing that was going to go was the head. But,
Well, yeah.
and it's really hard. Once you find a driver that you like, the combination of the shaft and the head together, it's really hard to make a change. And we've tried.
Yeah, so I've tried. Bernie was nice enough to give me a Tour AD 70X. But I gave it a go in a tournament and I was just flying it nowhere. Like, I'm not sure if the head's damaged as well, to be honest.
Yeah, okay. So
it just was. I wasn't getting much out of it.
And you're on eBay looking
Yeah.
for a replacement, aren't you?
Yeah,
but to find that shaft.
Oh, it was almost impossible. Yeah, because it was a. So you can get the 3.0, but not the 2.8. Yeah.
So if there's anybody out there that has one,
yeah,
put your comments down below.
It is
just show them Wilbur, because they'll probably, if they've got it in the locker somewhere.
Abdullah.
An Abdullah 70 gram 2.8X.
Yeah.
So if Wilbur needs it.
Cash is waiting.
Right, so, and you've also got a hybrid in there that you're not actually using at the moment.
Not at the minute,
But you hit it well, don't you?
I do hit it well. It almost goes too far.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a bullet. Yeah. So it's a really nice club. So it's a 3-iron, 3-iron hybrid.
Yeah.
The rad speed again. It's got like the rails on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So 19 degrees. It's got a hazardous smoke 6.5 in. So
okay.
90 grams. So
90
quite
grams,
a heavy one.
Yeah, quite weighty.
Yeah, still tinkering with this one. It's quite low spinning as well, so I'm just trying to get used to that.
So it's running a bit too far, getting out of the area of your irons and
yeah.
more up towards your 3-wood sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So it's a really nice club. I really like it.
Yeah.
But just still,
it might go back in the mat. It's one of those that you could, like, the reason we ordered it is so you could have it as a bit of a mix-up if you needed to change it.
I could definitely see it going in the bag. It's just when, still
absolutely.
Enough testing on it.
So what is actually in this golf bag right now? What are you going to be taking into your first Euro Pro Tour event?
So we'll stick with this one.
Yes,
exactly the same putter. So
okay.
it's the last what's in the bag. So it is a Stroke Lab 7.
Yes, Odyssey.
Just love it, to be fair.
Yeah, you do putt well with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've not changed it for probably a year or so now. You had a damaged one, didn't you?
Yeah, the damaged one. They sent me this one, and yeah, it's just stuck in the bag. So it's
now,
really nice.
A couple of the comments came in from the practice round at Harleyford saying, why has Wilbur got a 33-inch putter? Considering, I mean, you're what, 6'2"?
6'3" and a bit.
6'3". Okay,
yeah.
so what, you know, there's a lot of people that don't use such short putters. What is it with you? And Paul does the same. He's got a 32-inch.
I just feel like I can get over the ball a lot better. Whereas with like a 35-inch, I feel like I'm more like that. Was probably better posture, but I like being actually over the ball and my eye line over the ball. So
right,
it's just more of a feel thing.
Okay.
And also I grip the club at the end, so I'm probably actually adding an inch.
Okay, so you're right at the end.
So yeah, I grip it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm adding an inch anyway, so it probably works out like a 34-incher.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, it's
so
just,
that we won't see that changing very quickly, will we?
No,
you know.
No, I don't really test putters that much, to be honest. I don't think anyone does.
No, once you find one you like, stick with it. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So slightly thicker grip as well, just a bit of a jumbo-y grip on there.
Yeah, it's the one that come with it.
Yeah, it's more like the 2.0 style. It's
yeah,
quite a bigger one, but
it's nice. I really like it.
Yeah, not tapered in. Okay.
Now we go for the bad boy.
Under the what head cover is that?
Chelsea.
Are you a Chelsea fan? Are you?
Chelsea, yeah. You should know that by now, Dan.
Well, me and football, well, it goes in one ear and out the other, I'm afraid.
So we've got like a lightsaber shaft.
This is funky, isn't it?
Very funky, yeah.
So this is a UST Pro Force V2 shaft. So
yeah,
I remember these being a little bit yellower, as in yellow, not fluorescent.
I used to have one. I used to have a what did I have? I think it was a Nike Sasquatch, was it?
Yeah.
With this shaft in, back in the day when I was chopping it about.
Played a bit of a racket, didn't it? So what is that then?
So that's a 70 gram as well, I believe.
Yes,
70 gram X.
it is, yeah.
Again, so all my shafts are 70 gram X's at Open Driver.
Okay.
But this is like, I've got on like a higher purchase. This isn't my driver.
This is
Neil's,
Neil's, yeah.
Neil's spare one. So
okay, and what is the head?
So it's a Sim Max.
Okay,
so
TaylorMade.
TaylorMade Sim Max,
Yeah.
and it's 8 degrees.
Right.
Standard loft. Standard grip, quite thin grip to be fair. I might have to put an extra layer of tape
So
in
I'll
there.
be honest, I was a bit nervous you using this. When you first came out using it on one of the course vlogs we played, you ripped it.
Yeah.
And then for a couple of course vlogs, I don't know whether it was because you were maybe a little bit tired, but it just looked like you were struggling to square the face up, like you have to hit it hard to get it to square itself up. But do you feel like it's okay now? Have you lofted it up a little bit at all? Because
loft's exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I struggled at Ashbury. That's going to come out soon.
Yeah.
I struggled there, and even at Harleyford, I was just catching it like a little bit heely, if anything. Yeah.
Okay,
so
which is leaking it a bit.
I'd say that was more swing than the club.
Right.
So.
But you're happy with it now?
Definitely. Yeah. I played an event with James, and I struck it really well. So I'm happy with the club.
Okay, so we're going to stick with that for a while.
Sticking in the bag, yeah.
Okay.
I do have another head in here.
Do you?
Yeah.
What have you got in there?
So I have got this one. I've got a
An
M6 as well, yeah. So that's 9 degrees. So
for someone that doesn't tinker, you've got a lot of drivers.
That's Neil's as well.
Is it Neil's as well? Borrowed, thank you, Neil.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's in the bag just in case anything cracks or anything. Any danger.
Well, it's important to know.
Panicked me.
You do. I mean, Paul's broken a couple of clubs. I mean, his is from complete and utter practice. But someone that hits it as hard as you do, you might crack a couple.
I've never cracked one.
Have you not?
No.
Yeah, well, it does surprise me.
Until that one.
Okay, so 3 wood then. Now, this one you do like.
Oh yeah, this is almost becoming my favourite club in the bag.
Is it?
Yeah, I just love the look at it, looking down at it with this shaft in.
Okay, so what is the shaft to start us off with?
So it's an Atmos. What was that again?
Yeah, Fujikura.
Fujikura, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tour spec 70X. So it's the same what's in the driver.
Yeah.
With so I've got the big Tour.
Yes.
14.5 with the matte finish at the top.
You've lofted it down a fraction. Is that right?
Standard.
Standard, is it now?
Standard,
right, okay,
yeah. But just looking down at it just looks amazing.
Yeah,
to be honest.
you do like the look of it, yeah.
The shaft actually going into the head just looks great. So I really like it. And I think once you get a club that you really like the look of, you're going to perform slightly better with it. Just it's in your head, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. That's your fairway finder. I mean, that's carrying 260 on an average for you. I mean, that's you're hitting that as far as mine and Paul's driver, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I have the odds. I can like squeeze one out there for the fairway finder that will go a little bit less, like 2.45 carry sort of jobby.
Yeah.
If it's a tight
fairway finder.
But I really like the club.
Yeah, it's a good club. I do like a big-headed 3-wood, and that's certainly one of those, isn't it?
Changing from so I had the Titleist. What did I have?
You had the TS3.
2.
Did you have the 2? 3. I thought you had a 3. You had a low spin 3er.
Yeah, and going from that one to this one, I really like it.
Yeah,
so
okay.
That's staying in the bag, definitely.
Staying in the bag. Now, you've opted away from a hybrid. You were always a hybrid user.
This is the Tinker Club.
This is the one that this is the extra one that with you and the hybrid, wasn't it? So this is a 3-iron.
3-iron, yeah. So it's 19.5 degrees.
Okay.
Set on 19.5.
So it's a Cobra King. That's the utility Forged Tech, I think, utility one in there.
Yeah,
utility.
It's got that tungsten. Steel.
Yeah, so. That's a bit of tungsten in the bottom there, Will, to get it up in the air for you.
But looking down the club, I've never really hit 3-irons or 2-irons. I've never really gone into that. But hitting this one, it's like a little bit more forgiving, and it's like the bad strikes are going a good distance as well.
You do hit it well.
So,
and what shaft have you got in it?
So I got X100 Dynamic Gold.
Okay.
So with the grips, they're all couple.
I was going to say we were going to come to grips, but they're a mid-size.
Mid-size, couple extra layers of tape, jobby.
Okay,
even with my small
hands. People a bit surprised.
They have, yeah. So small gloves.
Small gloves. Okay, and then we move into the irons then, Wilbur. And this is, again, it took a while to get you to change, because obviously you've been in those old Titleist...
CBs for quite a while.
716s?
716s,
716 CBs, so to come into now, you've got the Tour Mim.
King Mim,
Yeah.
Tour Mim.
Okay, and X100 shafts?
X100 shafts, yeah, standard lofts. So I'm not actually sure what the lofts are.
No, they start ranging from about 33 degrees in your 7-iron.
Yeah.
And then every 3 or 4 degrees increments.
I don't quite hit as far as my CBs.
Do you not?
No, I'm slightly less, but distance, like only a couple of yards. I think I'll just spin them slightly more.
Okay, so you get a little bit more control out of them.
But I like the irons. They're quite forgiving,
yeah.
and like they're really nice to look down at.
And this took a while, didn't it? Because let's be honest, we were sat in the studio a few times having a chat about changing of your irons and stuff like that, and I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% sure that you changing your irons was the best thing to do, certainly coming into your first season on tour. But, you know, you've taken to them well.
Yeah.
There's been a few moments, hasn't there, where we've had to get used to them and talk through.
It's really weird because at first I couldn't draw these irons. So I had to play with a fade with the irons, was like totally different, because with my CBs I used to hit a draw in with everything.
Yeah.
So changing my alignment and everything for these irons, so I'd have quite a few shots that go out right, just because I was aiming right.
Yeah.
But getting into them,
And do you think
really
that's something to do with the fact that the old ones, obviously over the years, maybe the shafts have softened slightly?
Yeah,
because they're X ones and we got more rigid in these. Do you think it's something to do with the alignment of the head? Because we looked at that, didn't we?
Yeah, so
looking down is different.
I was looking down at the club and I was actually setting the club slightly open, I found. Yeah. Without even realising, so that could be a factor as well.
Right, okay.
But really nice irons, they're going to be staying in the bag.
Same grips,
yeah, all the way through.
Right the way through. And you've got that from 4-iron down to...
4-iron to pitch and wedge,
wedge.
Yeah, 4-iron's really nice to look at.
Yeah.
They're so forgiving.
Yeah,
like you can just miss-hit them and they go the same, so the confidence is massive with them. So.
Good. And then we move into the wedges, and we've had a little experiment with a couple of different types of wedges, because your wedges are really important to you, aren't they?
Yeah. So
especially the bottom one, the 61er.
I'm gonna go to the 50 first. Okay. So I've got a 50 Cobra.
Yes.
What's at home? What's not in the bag?
Ones.
Yeah, it's not in the bag.
Okay. So, but what have you got?
So I've actually done a bit of damage to that in the last event, because James in the foursomes put me into a hazard where I had to play out, if you see that. See all the dents?
You've nicked it there, yeah. Okay.
That was James' roof, ladies and gents.
Okay. So that is a Titleist Vokey SM7.
So it's out of the old bag. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's staying in for the minute.
Okay.
So that's just got wedge flex in it. Just bog standard.
Okay, so it's like an S200 shaft in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the club, so...
Yeah, and you were just struggling with the other one, weren't you, for directional
problems? So with my wedges, I hate the miss left.
Yeah.
I really do. That's like... It really puts like shivers down my spine sort of jobby.
Yeah.
And with that 50, my miss was long left.
Okay.
So at the minute I'm still tinkering, and this one here is just a bit more... I'm getting better numbers and performing a little bit better.
And again, a confidence thing.
Yeah, definitely,
A confidence thing. But then you go into the actual Cobra snake bite wedges, and you've replaced, and it's really interesting because I thought out of all the wedges you'd have struggled to replace one of these two rather than the 50.
Well,
because you're a big fan of
I always struggled with my old 56 in the SM7.
Did you?
Yeah, I always did. I used to have the one
was a welcome change.
Yeah, I had the one that popped up that just come up short.
Yeah.
And I think when we did that discussion with Ben about the SM8s, he said that did used to happen. He used to have the odd one that used to pop and come up a lot shorter.
Yeah, so that's Ben Hiscott, the fitter for Titleist, yeah.
So I've got 56, it's got 12 degrees of bounce.
Okay, shaft?
X100.
Okay, so going blending in with the set.
But it's got, what I really like, it's got the grooves going all the way across the face.
Yeah, it's
quite snazzy.
Very snazzy.
Yeah.
Very snazzy.
So I like the look of it.
Yeah, good, nice round shape on the head, isn't it?
Yeah, change of grip though.
Okay.
Going for the Golf Pride multi-compound in white.
And it's a bit thinner, is it?
Slightly thinner for a bit more feel.
Okay, yeah. And you like a little bit of that?
Yeah, a little bit more feel. And
this is the big one. So this to me is the big change, because I mean you were a massive 62 degree Vokey wedge man, weren't you?
Yeah. So this is a 61 degree. It says 60.
Bent to 61. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it. I really do. So it's just getting used to it, but it's going to stay in the bag. I'm going to stick with it. It's got X100 shaft in, exactly the same as the 56.
Yeah.
But I just think I'm performing the same with it off like full shots. It's just getting used to chipping.
Yeah.
So well, I think I'm happy with it.
I think you're playing some nice shots with
I know you're not too happy with the club, but at the minute.
With that one?
Yeah.
I was a big fan of your Vokey one you had.
Yeah.
And it makes me, when you get a player that is as good as you, and you find a club that kind of works for you, it makes me a bit anxious to change. And certainly your 62 was a club that you go to a lot.
Yeah.
So it made me a little bit nervous, but you seem to be getting on all right with it. As long as you're comfortable, I'm happy, Will.
Yeah, so that's me what's in the bag.
Okay, and then the actual bag itself, I mean, obviously we've talked about the tool bag, but you've got a nice little waterproof.
Full waterproof.
That'll keep you going, won't it?
So I go away, so what day is it today? It is Friday, so Tuesday, 3 days time, we leave for Europro.
And what bag do you use at Europro?
I'm going to take both of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm unsure on the weather.
Yeah.
This one's a bit more waterproof.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take both bags. Neil's caddy them for me. So
is he trolleying or is he?
Trolleying,
He's trolleying, yeah. So he won't carry.
So we're going to take all of it. I'm going to take the hybrids and everything to go up. Me, I'm going to take white balls and yellow balls, depending. Depending on what you want to go with. Yeah. So lucky enough this year for Cobra to help me out, and also obviously my share scheme has gone down really well and had loads of support, so I should have a full season this year.
And just last thing, golf ball, you're using Pro V1. You use a Pro V1 ball, don't you?
Yeah.
So Titleist Pro V1.
Titleist Pro V1.
You like to use a yellow ball, but I stopped you in the vlogs because Shot Tracer was struggling to pick it up.
Yeah.
But you prefer to use a yellow ball over the white ball.
I don't know what to do now. I'm a bit bamboozled. The word is because you've put me in that position where I'm using a white ball now, and I'm getting used to a white ball, so I might stick with the white ball for a bit.
Well, during your practice round, have a bit of hit with both and just see which one suits your eye better at the time. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. Nice bag, Will. Nice bag. You're looking very snazzy for this year. Yeah, little Wilbur there, look. Yeah, they all love that Wilbur. Yeah. Little Wilbur bomb. Love it. So there you go, there's a little what's in the bag with Wilbur. Always good to see what's going on in these golf bags. Fantastic that Cobra have wanted to get involved this year with Wilbur, and I know he's going to have a great season on the Euro Pro Tour. Don't forget, if you like what you're seeing with the channel, hit that subscribe button. Obviously, if you want to see any more from what Wilbur's doing, I will pop a little link in the description as well with his schedule, and you can follow him throughout the season. We look forward to seeing you again very soon.